So we are starting today's video back in time when I'm taking delivery of the Audi S3, and unfortunately it got delivered here from California with illegal window tint. It's like 20%, and unfortunately to buy the car legally, of course, it has to be stripped down so it can pass North Carolina state inspection. So today, before I can actually buy the car, we got to strip all the tint, and then of course we'll meet back with you guys in the present time and get this thing re-tinted. But I gotta say, this thing, especially with the blackout package, looks so cool with the dark tint. There's like no chrome on this aside from just the Audi logos, so I think it looks super good blacked out. But this is gonna be the last look with it all blacked out. Time for the fishbowl. Alright, well, fishbowl status has been achieved. Got all the tint off. Still looks pretty nice, you know, with all the black trim and everything. But crazy just how much different it does look now that we have clear glass on the car. So, with that out of the way, now let's flip to the present time, get this thing back to looking good with some tint. Alright, and jumping to present time now, with the car all stripped, I have made my way to Sunstoppers, where they're gonna knock out the full window tint on the S3 to get this thing looking good. So the guys here at Sunstoppers are already knocking things out. You can see they have the plotter machine right now, basically pre-cutting all the different templates for all of the glass, the windshield, the rear glass as well. And you can see them all up on the glass pieces, and then he's taken out all the seals just to get everything perfect. And it's nice because whatever tint that we peeled off was definitely not installed to this level of detail. Alright, so the next steps that they're working on, they're getting the windshield all shrinked to match the windshield curve and everything. So I'm going with about a legal setup, around 35% on the sides. Windshield's gonna be around 70%. Same setup that I have on the GTR. It just makes such a world of difference. But as you can see, it almost looks clear the way this windshield's gonna turn out, but it'll darken it just enough, but still block all the heat. Alright, so as an update on the car, they are knocking this out. It's been like 10 minutes, and I think they're about halfway done already. So, working on the windshield, you can see they have a whole mat and everything. That way we can protect the dashboard, obviously keep it in tip-top shape. So I love the attention to detail these guys do. So they're going to push that down a little bit just to make sure no water gets down the windshield. And the windshield piece is already right here ready to go. He's working on the back glass right now. As you can see, the driver's side is actually done. So you can see this one as well as the rear. And being such a small car with a bright color and then all the black and black interior, I think even going around legal, it's actually gonna look really good on this car. All right, literally like 20 minutes later, the team here at Sunstoppers knocked out the entire S3, windshield included, and I am pumped the way it looks, and I really love just the color combo on the car, how blacked out it looks without even being a crazy darkness. But check out Sunstoppers, I'll have them linked below. They did Mike's Tacoma, they did my GTR. In fact, they did my GTR twice because the first time was part of the Guinness Book of World Records. They literally broke a record. They did my car in that. Then I wanted it darker and did the windshield later on. But anyways, these guys freaking killed it. The S3 is looking good. So driving home now in the S3 with the Xpel window film. So this is the biggest reason why it is so important to put high quality film on your car. So right now it's about 85 degrees outside. The sun has come out after the torrential storm and everything. I had the air conditioning on the lowest setting possible and the fan speed is not even on. It's just barely blowing some cool air. And even with the sun aimed right at me and everything when I'm going in between the clouds, I don't feel any of the sun's heat. That is the biggest reason why you want window film. It's a lot more than just darkening the glass to give you a cooler looking car, but it literally takes the heat in your car completely gone. Of course, you know, if your car's been sitting in the parking lot all day, it might be a little toasty inside. You get in, turn your air conditioning on, and very quickly it cools down the interior and stays a heck of a lot cooler than if you didn't have it. And I'm so used to driving in the GTR that has the good film. After stripping this, obviously because we had to do it, this was just, I did not like it one bit. Every time the sun, you can feel on your skin, even with the cool air from the air conditioning blowing, the sun touching your skin, you can just feel that heat. And now with the Xpel window film, you just don't feel anything. The sun is in there, and I just don't feel a single bit of heat. So I love Xpel's product, super well worth it. But now let's finally get home. It took me longer to get home through the traffic and the storm than it did for Sunstoppers to knock out the window tint. But now let's take a look at what the Audi looks like. All right, and getting back to the house now to take a full final look at the way the S3 is looking now with the tint on it. Of course, it performs well now with the Xpel XR Plus, but this looks really good. So it's about a 30 to a 35%. Same setup that I have on the GTR, and then the windshield we got about a 70%. But even in the sunlight, it looks blacked out. That's really impressive. I like just the way this car is and everything. I mean, it looks super dark. Coming around to the back and everything, you can't even see in. So I like, at least with this setup on the car, the shape of it, the size of it, it looks super dark. Of course, when you look through it this way, you know, you can see through it. So it's nothing crazy, illegal, or anything like that. It's gonna register 30 to 35. So I definitely am happy with that. And then when you look at the windshield, so the 70%, you really can't tell it's tinted in the correct lighting. However, in some lighting, it looks nice and dark. So same setup like I said on the GTR. I'm really happy with that, how the GTR is set up. And now the S3 is perfect. So this is definitely a good must-have modification to any car. But I gotta give such a massive shout out to Sunstoppers. They did such a good job knocking out the S3 in pretty much record time, and they have locations all throughout the country. So no matter where you live, check out Sunstoppers. You're probably gonna find one that's pretty close to you and convenient. They always do a really, really good job. And now the S3 is looking so good. So anyways, that is it for today's video. We got rid of the illegal tint and got it replaced with the best of the best Xpel XR Plus. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.